Batman the Animated Series has been one of the most beloved renditions of the character for almost 30 years, with this version appearing in multiple TV shows, movies, comic books, and other mediums. Not only that, but this version of Batman is still ongoing to this day, and I think we're approaching an eventual return to the gorgeous red-skied Gotham of this series. I think that there are a lot of factors pointing to why this might be on its way back, and some reasons for why it should come back. Batman the Animated Series started in 1992 and ran until 1996, and was eventually revived in 1999 with the New Batman Adventures under the direction of DC animation legend Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm was the original Kevin Feige, as he built a vast and expansive universe, a universe that has continued to expand with movies like Batman and Harley Quinn.
I cannot stress this enough. Batman and Harley Quinn is in the DCAU. Stop telling us it's not, because you are absolutely incorrect. This is just fact. I'm sorry if you don't like the movie, but that does not change anything.
And Justice League vs. the Fatal Five most recently. With those projects in mind, it shouldn't have come as much of a shock when it was announced that Batman the Animated Series would be back with new stories in the form of the comic Batman: The Adventures Continue. This comic book series is being helmed by original Batman the Animated Series scribes Alan Burnett and Paul Dini, with art from DCAU comic tie-in veteran Ty Templeton. The series has been described by its creators as essentially a second season of the New Batman Adventures, and will feature characters never before seen in the DC animated universe, such as Jason Todd and Slade Wilson, in designs by Templeton for a The Adventure Continues toy line. Since the announcement of this comic, fans have been buzzing and speculating about a revival of the beloved show more than ever. I, for one, think that this series is absolutely DC testing the waters to gauge the level of interest still out there for this version of the Caped Crusader. This could just be DC giving us a dose of nostalgia, but combined with the toy line, recent DCAU movies, and express interest from cast members, I can't help but feel like something is cooking behind the scenes. It was also recently announced that Warner Brothers would be concluding their New 52-inspired DC animated movie universe that began with Justice League and the Flashpoint Paradox and will end on Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. This pretty much confirms that DC and WB are changing up the image of animated DC properties again. I see this going one of two ways, the first being that they're going to go back to doing continuity-free adaptations of famous and beloved DC stories, just like they did with All-Star Superman and Batman Under the Red Hood. Secondly, I think we could see them push a full-fledged resurgence of the DC animated universe led by Bruce Timm and company, but only time will tell. Batman the Animated Series should make a return because it is arguably responsible for a lot of the love and admiration that the character receives today. It still influences modern DC writing, with the current writer of the main Batman title, James Tynion IV, citing it as an inspiration on his run. Additionally, characters that originated in the DCAU are still being introduced into DC's main continuity, as Tom King's Batman Catwoman series will introduce the Phantasm, aka Andrea Beaumont from Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Without Batman the Animated Series, we would have never gotten Harley Quinn, and these days it's weird to think about her not being in the Batman mythos. Imagine if a revival of the show happened, and the new characters that we could gain from that, and the further expansion of the Batman universe and DC as a whole. Not only that, but since Batman the Animated Series, there have been countless beloved Batman stories that could influence some great stories for the animated series that just weren't possible at the time because they simply hadn't been written yet. I'd love to see a whole season adapting Hush. Also, it'd be nice to get a follow-up to the Batman Punches a Werewolf episode, because that episode leaves us on the fact that there is a werewolf roaming around free in this universe. Unless it's become a Zen monk werewolf, I imagine it's still out there causing a lot of trouble for someone. Honestly, I think a revival of the series would be a great thing to happen to DC in general, as in the past, this universe has strengthened the lore of pre-existing characters, and it's also just a great way to introduce someone to the world of DC Comics for the first time. I know I'm not the only one out there interested in a Batman the Animated Series revival, so let me know why you want to see the show return and what new characters you'd put in it, or comic book storylines that you'd love to see adapted. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'd greatly appreciate you hitting the like button and consider subscribing for more content like this. Additionally, please pick up Batman: The Adventure Continues on your digital comic app of choice, and give the series 5 stars to let DC know that you want more Batman: The Animated Series content. Alright, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, see ya.